Of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160 and 101.1 FM. Wesley Wertz is with us from the Indiana American Legion this morning, and we'll say hello on the telephone this morning to Callie Wright. She is the education coordinator with the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, and we're talking about the Wall That Heals, which is coming here to Indiana. Callie, you there?
I am. Good morning.
Oh, it's good to have you on the phone with us. And Wes in the studio. Wes, what's the latest on the Wall That Heals?
Just right now working on the volunteers and getting everything set up and planned out.
Yeah. And I know that you are getting all kinds of people who are getting on board with this, including schools.
Yes, they're coming out of the woodwork, and I'm really excited about the schools, which is why I felt it important to have Callie on the phone so she can talk about the program that the Wall That Heals and the Vietnam Foundation provides to the communities to assist them.
Callie, I guess that's your cue. What are we talking about here?
Excellent. So we're really excited to be there. The Wall That Heals is a 3/4 scale replica that's coming October the 10th to the 13th are the dates that we're open there. And when we're there, what we offer to schools that come out is a guided tour that talks about not just, it talks about the history of the Vietnam War, but it also talks about the Vietnam era. And then students will also learn about the wall itself. The wall itself has a really interesting and amazing history, and so we give a guided tour that discusses, we talk about some amazing individuals whose names are on that wall. We also talk with students about the contest that actually happened to get that wall built. And so it's a really amazing opportunity for them to learn more about that. They're guided tours, and we go around to 3 different sections. We bring out 2 of our staff from VVMF to give those tours, and then we train a 3rd there. And it's a really amazing experience for students who get to come out and do it.
One of the things that really interests me about the Vietnam Memorial Wall in D.C. is it's really a living monument because it is changing all the time with all of the people who are there, the artifacts they leave behind, and the way that it relates to their lives. And I would guess that it's something similar to what you get when the wall goes on the road, if you will, with the Wall That Heals.
You're absolutely right with that. It really is something that we get a very similar experience when the wall is on the road. People certainly do leave things behind at the wall when it's on the road. And then the other piece that's really amazing is we travel with the Mobile Education Center. And the Mobile Education Center is a 53-foot trailer that transforms to become this center. And on each side, behind windows, we have items that have been left behind at the wall in D.C., that we bring out and share with communities all over the country. We also have a timeline on the side of this trailer that talks about what's going on in the war in Vietnam and also what's happening here in the United States. And so through that timeline, people are really able to see, and for some to remember and for some to learn new, what's happening in our country during that era. Because, for students who come out, they get a history of not just what's going on in Vietnam, but what's happening here in the U.S. and how it's all connected. And they're really able to put those pieces together in a new way and in a way that's really hands-on. And, what it offers for teachers is a chance to have a really meaningful and education-based field trip that we provide 100%.
Yeah. Of course, Wesley Wertz is with us from the American Legion here in Indiana. Wes, we could walk across the street to Indiana County's Veterans Memorial Wall that has the names listed of people who have died in all conflicts from Indiana County.
Right.
Why was it so important to bring the Wall That Heals here to Indiana County?
Well, last year being the 50th anniversary of the conflict and everything, there was conversations amongst me and a few of the other people at the Legion that thought it might be a nice tribute to bring it here. So we started investigating the process. And then I also sat down with the Northern Appalachian Folk Fest, and they thought it was a good idea as well. So we jumped on board, and the Northern Appalachian Folk Festival and myself put together the application, submitted it, and we were lucky enough to be chosen.
Callie, this is not an easy process to get this amazing display brought here to Indiana County. And that really makes it more meaningful, doesn't it, that people make that effort because it's so important to them?
Oh, absolutely. Wesley and his group have been working for quite a while, not just through the it's not just they apply, they get it, and they're done. It's really up to them to make this experience so amazing for their community, and I believe they're really on the right track to doing that. It's about getting volunteers out to to have this experience is to build the wall and also to take it down and help us get to our next stop.
Yeah.
But it's also about getting the community out so we can, complete the first part of our mission of honoring and remembering the legacy of Vietnam veterans. And then it's also about completing the second part of our mission, which is about educating current and future generations about the Vietnam War.
Absolutely. And Wesley, of course, I know that Mike Vukovich and the Indiana Area School District are very, very excited about this. And Mike was not able to be with us today, but he wanted to be. This is really important from the school standpoint, isn't it?
I believe so, and I feel it's important to educate the youth at this point in time about the Vietnam War because, unfortunately, it's not a huge part of a history curriculum in most schools. And the fact that our school districts want to jump on board and want to make field trips about this just inspires me even more to make it that much more of a remembrance event. And that's why I feel it's important that they coordinate with Callie and Washington, D.C. on instituting these curriculums into the school systems.
So how locally can people get involved in helping this to be pulled off? This is a big undertaking.
As mentioned, we need several volunteers. In fact, I need just 150 volunteers just to set up the wall, tear the wall down, be there as staff to help people find names on the wall or just answer any questions in general. And that doesn't even include the volunteers I'll need for the school visits. Mm-hmm. So anyone that's interested in volunteering, contributing anything, you can stop by the American Legion or call in. That number is 724-465-2326. Or if you just want to stop in Spaghetti Benders in person, talk to Tony DeLoretto or the Legion myself, we can get you in the right direction or get you the paperwork. And I have a sign-up sheet that's pretty much 3/4 full at this point for volunteers.
Yeah, still got a couple of miles to go with that one, huh?
A little bit, yeah. It's coming in quickly, though.
But we've got the time, and so this is the time to hop on board. Callie Wright is with us. She is the education coordinator with the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, The Wall That Heals, coming here to Indiana in October. Callie, the stories from Vietnam veterans themselves who have not been able to make the trip to Washington, D.C., I'm sure they flow freely at these events when you go out into communities such as ours. And it really becomes something for them as well, a healing thing. The wall that heals is apropos, isn't it?
Absolutely. And we're really about making, the wall that heals is really about providing that opportunity to veterans and others who may have been unable to cope with the prospect of facing the wall. It's certainly not an easy thing to do. And we want to give them the chance to be able to do that in their own community, and perhaps with others, or perhaps on their own, perhaps during the day, or perhaps at night. It is open 24 hours a day for that exact reason. So we want to give people the chance to come and have that experience.
Yeah, it's going to really be something, and folks need to get behind this because this is a game changer here. Callie Wright, thank you so much for joining us here this morning on Indiana in the Morning.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. We look forward to being there.
There's Callie Wright. She's with the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund. Wes, as we continue to talk more about the Wall That Heals coming here and events that are planned in the run-up to it, I'm sure you're putting together quite the schedule.
Yes, actually. Speaking of events leading up to it, as I mentioned, the Northern Appalachian Folk Festival Incorporated and myself are the ones that applied to get the wall here. That event will take place on September 6th and 7th. That's our music venues, our local artisans, basically, food vendors, just celebrating the Northern Appalachian region here in downtown. And that is leading up to the wall as well. So any information that we have on the festival and upcoming stuff for the wall, you can find it at naffinc.org. That's NAFFINC.org. And like I said, if you wanted to stop by the Legion or the Spaghetti Benders, we can get you the proper information needed. But yeah, it's a big event. It'll be arriving on the 8th. And on that day, we're asking as many people as we can to line Philadelphia Street with their flags, everything. It's going to go down Philadelphia Street, make a loop around the bypass, and then come into the fairgrounds.
Oh, okay.
And then our school tours will be set around the 9th. And then the 24-hour visitation for the wall for the community will be the 10th through the 13th. October
is going to be such the month here in Indiana County, and that is really going to be one of the events that people so much look forward to. But don't wait until then to learn what you can about how you can help. That's what we want to emphasize here this morning, Wes, is that now is the time for folks to get on board and to see what they can do to help make this happen.
Correct. I mean, you can do it as an individual, you can be an organization. If you just want to help, or even if you just want to sponsor, that's perfectly fine too. Anything you want to do, we'll incorporate you somehow.
Absolutely. All right. Give the contact information again.
Contact information, you can call the Legion at 724-465-2326. My cell phone is 814-599-2191. And lastly, our website is naffinc.org. That's NAFFINC.org.
All right. All of that, and that means that the Wall That Heals is really coming here to Indiana, and it's going to be quite the event come October. Wesley Wertz, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate that so much. It is 4.5 minutes away from the top of the hour.